Hello, my name is Simo Määttä. I'm a research fellow at the University of Jyväskylä Department of Languages. But I'm also a public service interpreter or community interpreter. My native language is Finnish, actually a dialect of Finnish, and my working languages are French, English, and Spanish. So I worked for about 10 years as a public service interpreting in Greater Helsinki area in Finland. And I'm also doing research on public service interpreting. I want to make 3 points today in terms of invisible multilingualism in public service interpreting settings. My first point is the interpreter's invisibility in general. My second point is the fact that the interpreter also acts as an agent erasing multilingualism. And my third point is that the interpreter also acts as an agent erasing linguistic variation in lingua franca interpreting situations. Interpreting research has shown many times, for a long time, that the interpreter really has active agency in public service interpreter-mediated encounters. Research has also shown how important it is to make sure that the interpreter has right conditions for working, such as enough breaks, enough background materials, etc. All this is very important in order to guarantee high quality of interpreting. However, what often happens is that the interpreter is still invisible, which of course causes great difficulties for a successful interpreting performance. My second point may sound contradictory. In fact, interpreters and interpreting scholars often stress the fact that interpreters are important active agents also in promoting multilingualism and understanding between different cultures. And of course it is true that the interpreter is that node or that nexus through which multilingualism is processed. However, I would argue that he or she at the same time makes multilingualism disappear in accordance with the expectations of the monolingual public service culture or public service discourse. Studies on court interpreting, for example, have clearly shown this phenomenon. My third point is perhaps a little bit controversial. I often work with French and English-speaking people who are second language or second dialect or lingua franca speakers of these languages. And of course I'm a lingua franca second language speaker myself of these languages. So there's a lot of variety in terms of my clients' linguistic resources or language skills. What happens is that through my standardized rendering of the speech in Finnish, I actually erase also heteroglossia and sociolinguistic variation and language repertoires which may not correspond to the requirements of the public service encounter setting. Now this variation and heteroglossia also indexes power imbalances and lack of agency. Of course, power is never totally balanced. However, what happens is that the interpreter in lingua franca settings actually paradoxically functions as an agent that enhances the erasure of power imbalances as well. Thank you.